and welcome back to Science with Miss Wardell. Today we are talking about exploring the sun. So go ahead and underline your title, Exploring the Sun. I thought this would be so much fun because we love the science unit. We're going to number our paragraphs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? I also see that I have a text feature over here talking about the outermost layer of the sun, which is called the corona, and that you can see it during the solar eclipse, right? So I might even underline or highlight that just because, you never know a good text feature, right? Go ahead and let's look at our questions. We're going to be talking about what is the sun made of? Why is the sun important to Earth? How hot is the sun? What are sunspots? The outermost layer of sun is called the... What are solar flares? Who can solar flares affect? What is a solar eclipse, and why is a solar eclipse dangerous to look at? So let's go ahead and be reading. If we hear any, we might stop and underline them, right? The largest object in the solar system is the sun. It's about 1,300,000 planet Earth can fit inside of it. The sun is a star made of hydrogen and helium gases. Oh, I remember asking, what is it made of? Right? So I'm going to underline that because I think it was, question 1. What is the sun made of? I can say the sun is made of hydrogen and helium, right? And I know question 1 is right here, so that's my text evidence, okay? Did you know that without the sun, the Earth would go spinning off into space? The sun has a strong gravitational pull. Ooh. Because of how it is, therefore it keeps all of the planets, the moon, and the stars in line. It also controls how and when food grows. Its energy helps us produce electricity too. The temperature of the sun is about 10,000 degrees. I think I remember reading a question about that. Oh, Fahrenheit. I need to remember that. So I'm going to go ahead and look back and see, is that a question? Let's see. Oh, it is. How hot is the sun? So I can say, the sun is 10,000 degrees. Right? Actually, what you do is you actually write it 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? So that little circle there says degrees. And we'll put a period. Okay? So now we even have text evidence for number 3. We can say right about here, we could put Q3 for question 3. Okay? It's extremely hot. There are some areas in the sun that are cooler than others, and they look darker too. These areas are called sunspots. Okay? Sometimes there are areas where a lot of energy is released to the surface of the sun, causing a huge explosion. These areas are called solar flares, and they will appear very bright. Solar flares can affect people traveling in outer space or living in high areas. It can also disrupt communication between satellites and Earth. See, I think I remember when we read our questions, they talked about solar flares. So let's look back and see. Oh, here it does. It talks about solar flares. So what are solar flares? Well, we just read it, right? This is areas where a lot of energy are released to the surface of the sun, causing a huge explosion, right? So this is Q6. This is question 6, right? Okay, so let's think of how we might say that. I might say, sorry about that, a solar flare, right, is when a lot of energy is released on the surface of the sun, causing a huge explosion is, I think, what it said. Huge explosion, period, right? Then it also says, who can solar flares affect? Okay, so if this is where I'm talking about solar flares, right? This right here, this little, paragraph 3, I can continue to look and see, it says, and they appear very bright. Solar flares can affect people traveling in and out of space and living on high areas. So here is my Q7, right? So now I've got here. So it's people traveling in and out of space or living in high areas. Okay, so I can say they affect people traveling in and out of space, right? In and out of space, or living on high areas. Okay? And didn't it also say they can affect, like, satellite? Oh yes, can also disrupt communications between satellites. I might even say, also, disrupt satellites. On Earth. How's that? Period. Okay? Oh man, we've not even, let's see, the outermost layer of the sun. Oh, hey, I remember this. This is part of our text feature. Outermost layer of the sun is called the corona. So here, this is Q5. So for question 5. Okay. Let's finish reading on paragraphs 4 and 5. It says there are times when moon moves between the sun and the earth. In this case, the sun's light is blocked from reaching earth. It's also called a solar eclipse, and it's very dangerous to look at. The sun can come from behind the moon and the surface, and surprise you before you even have a chance to look away. Scientists study the earth through special telescopes because it's important to look at directly in the sun. Looking straight at the sun can hurt your eyes. Also, don't forget to put sunscreen on when you go outdoors, unless you want to get sunburned. Ouch! Okay, so let's see here. You know, we've done a lot of these together. I think I might have you do number 2, which talks about why is the sun important. Number 4, what are sunspots? And number 8 and 9. So talking about the solar eclipse and why is it dangerous. Remember, put in your text evidence, so underline where you find it in the question, alright? And I will see you next time. Bye guys.